Okay, Kansas State coach Jerome Tang has joined us along with Tyler Perry and Arthur Kaluma. Coach, can you get us started with some general comments about the game?
Yeah, about the game, congratulations to Iowa State. They were the better team tonight. There's a reason why they're ranked 6th in the country, and we didn't play particularly well, but it was because of them, and they made things happen. They were very aggressive, and they came ready to play. But I was very proud of our guys because we kept fighting, and we were thankful for this opportunity and blessed to be able to do what we do. And I love these dudes, and I'm excited about next week and what God has in store for us.
Okay, remember to raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. Give us your name and your affiliation, who you'd like the question to be addressed to.
Rob Collins, Fox 4 here in Kansas City. Coach Tang, do you believe that you guys have done enough to get a bid in the tournament?
Yeah, I thought last night when we won that game against Kansas, and I have several reasons why. We have 5 quad 1 wins. All 5 of our quad 1 wins against the top 30 in the net. We have 6 wins against the top 40 in the net. The opponents that we played against in the non-conference and conference combined have the 9th best defense in the country and the 35th best offense in the country. So we didn't play a powder puff schedule. We have the number 1 strength of schedule of all the bubble teams right now. We have the number 1 strength of schedule of all of them. We're 1-0 against the SEC, and that was a true road game at LSU. We're 2-0 against the Big East, and we played Providence on a neutral court with Bryce Hopkins, right, the best team, and beat them, right? And so we've played 6 power conference teams in the non-conference and an American team. So we didn't duck anybody in what we did. We won 7 overtime games, and for some reason, that's being held against us in the net with the metrics, right? Because I was told a long time ago, just win the game, right? And because we didn't win by 30 or 40 against quad 4 teams, right? That's being held against us in the numbers, right? And what the net shows. What's not taken into account is that we were missing 2 guys who could have started for us, and we were trying to figure out who we were in November when those things happened. Only 3 of our losses are to non-NCAA tournament teams. And so that's another reason why I feel like we have 9 wins in the number 1 league in the country. And so I'd said all along, 9 wins in this league should get you in. And so last night when we won, I felt really good about that. Now, obviously, I'm not the one making decisions, but we have the most quad 1 wins and the best quad 1 winning percentage of any bubble team except for Texas A&M. And they have 4 quad 4 losses, right? So we have no quad 4 losses. We have 1 quad 3 loss. And that was to Miami. And when we played Miami on a neutral site, they were ranked 15th in the country. They weren't the team that Miami is right now. Okay, and when we played USC on a neutral site, they were also top 20 in the country. We played the USC team that just beat Arizona the other day. That's the USC team that we played, not the one that had injury problems and lost a bunch of games during the year. So, when I look at it and I see our body of work, and I think about our quad 1 wins. We have elite quad 1 wins. 3 teams are ranked in the top 10 in the country when we beat them. We beat Kansas full strength. We beat them with Kevin McCullough and Hunter Dickerson, right? And we beat Baylor and we beat Iowa State. And so we have elite quad 1 wins. We have no bad losses. And so I felt last night when we won that game, that gave us our 9th Big 12 win, that we were in the tournament. Thanks for asking that.
We're going to go in the back to a television platform.
Coach TJ Cleveland, KWCH Wichita. You're obviously pretty fired up about this topic. Over here, Coach. Obviously pretty fired up about this topic. You've coached for a long time between Baylor and Kansas State. Just what is it about this group that makes it so important for you to, kind of use this pedestal to do that?
Oh, man. When you do go through all the things we went through, this young fella could have went anywhere. He could have went anywhere, right? And they chose to come and be a part of our family and to trust us as a staff, that we would pour and do everything we can into them to give them a chance to play in the best sporting event in the world, right, in my opinion. And it's incumbent on me that I lay out the narrative the right way, because I believe that some people fall for the wrong type of numbers and things like that. And if I don't go to bat for them, then I'm not doing my job. And but I'm not just going to bat selling, fairy dust. These are real live numbers right here, right? And I'm just telling you, in this league that we play in, you win 9 games in this league, you should play in the NCAA tournament.
Got another question on the television platform in the back.
Coach, with all that being said, if y'all wind up on the first 4 out or the next 4 out, is the NIT on the table for y'all still?
Yeah, we're going to talk about what's going on, but right now I got this crazy faith inside of me, and I'm looking forward to Selection Sunday.
Blake, Alexis, can you take care of this gentleman over here?
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Kellis Robinette with the Kansas City Star. Question for both players. You guys have typically fought back in games like that, even when you're down at halftime, did it yesterday. What was hard about not being able to do that today? Why didn't you think it happened?
Who would you like first?
Give credit to Iowa State for playing harder than we did. They were the better team tonight.
Yeah, simply, they play harder. They just play harder than us.
Back on the television platform again. And let's go ahead and get this one right here.
Again, Rob Collins, Fox 4, Tyler, for you. What would it mean for you guys to get a chance to play one more game in the NCAA tournament?
It would mean everything. Essentially, that's why I came to Kansas State, to be with a group of coaches and group of guys like this, and it would mean the world, mean more than anything. I've said that from the jump. There's nothing individually that I wanted this year, but to share that experience with this group. And so I think we've done enough to get in, and we'll wait on Selection Sunday.
Let's go back to the television platform.
PJ Green, Fox 4, KC. Just with that being said, Coach Tang, we heard you say that y'all didn't play hard enough against Kansas, and then you don't play hard enough again tonight. I mean, after that performance, what besides the metrics and everything, why should they pick y'all to get into the tournament?
Well, we played a game last night against a really good team, right? And then we had to play a team that didn't play a game. And I don't know if you paid attention to the first 2 games of the session, but every team that played the night before lost by 20 plus, right? And so when I look at TCU, I don't think they're not an NCAA tournament team. Played the number 1 team in the country. And when I look at BYU, I don't think they're not an NCAA tournament team. They played the team that finished 4th in our league, right? And when we just played the 6th ranked team in the country, and it was close at halftime. The other 2 games weren't close at halftime. So when I say we didn't play, they played harder than us. Okay, we're not going to use we were tired as an excuse. We're going to say they played harder than us. We deserve it because what we did as a body of work, not to be judged on one game. And to be judged on this game after what we did last night, I think we get a check for that one.
Okay, let's take a couple more questions. First one will be here on the second row.
Kellis Robinette with the Kansas City Star again. Jerome, obviously you can't, go out and talk to the selection committee between now and Sunday, outside of just talking here. But what do you do to fill the time? Is it going to be nervous over the next couple of days? You guys going to practice? How do you lead up into Sunday?
Is it going to be nerve-wracking? Yes, it is. But I told you I got this crazy faith, man. And when we come up short, and we come up short a lot in a lot of areas of life, I got this big God that fills the gap for me. And I talk to these guys all the time about his grace and his mercy, right? And so that's what I'm relying on. I'll tell you, I got this really great feeling on the inside, this joy that's inside of me that I can't explain it, right? And you can't understand it unless you live it. Right, but God's done some amazing things in my life for me, and all I want to do is see Him. My prayer is that He delivers it for these guys because they deserve a chance to play in the tournament. So, am I going to be nervous? Yes, I'm going to be nervous. Right? We're going to practice. We're going to talk about it a little bit with the staff and see what goes on. We know what we're going to do. We're going to be together. We're going to live life. We're going to love each other, and we're going to be fired up about the next thing that's in store for us.
Okay, last 2 questions. One here on the left and about the 4th row, and then we'll go to the back for our last question.
Hey, Coach Tang, Pete Grad of Kansas City Star. When you compared the numbers of the bubble teams, which bracketology were you using for those teams?
We went through the net, and every team in every bracketology that's out there, we've pulled them up, and there's like 40 of them, right? And some are really good, and some are not, and some get hurt a lot, and some don't, and we just pull it. So everybody who's considered on the bubble that would fall even 2 above or 2 behind, we compared those numbers.
Okay, our last question will be in the back on here on the right.
Jackson Schneider, KSAL Radio. Coach, you talked a little bit earlier about, getting to know this team with the curveballs that you were throwing early in the year. What did maybe you enjoy the most about getting to know this group, especially maybe the 2 guys sitting up there with you today, and what you've learned about them over the course of the season?
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. I challenged Arthur Kaluma. He asked me, it was probably a week in a row, he kept saying, Coach, what do you need from me? This was early in the year. Coach, what do you need from me? Coach, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? And I said, Arthur, I would like you to have your teammates fall in love with you. That's what I like. If you get your teammates to fall in love with you, we'll be as good as we need to be. And he wasn't always easy to like. We'll all, right? Right. He wasn't always easy to like. We loved it. But you know what? I saw a guy who made some changes in how he interacted with people and how he went out of his way and just his maturity and how he took coaching and from his teammates and from his coaches. And his teammates love him. Now, he's done what I asked him to do, right? And TP, he might be the 2nd biggest flopper in our league, right? I'm being honest. The number 1 flopper plays for Iowa State. He's really good, Taman Lindsay, right? But this dude is, and I've been on his behind about not being a flopper, right? Like be tough, be that guy. Don't have the pouty faces, and learn how to love your teammates and lead them and next right play and move on to the next thing. And I've watched that. I've watched the growth, and you see these growth in these young men, not just as basketball players, but as men. Right, and that's the thing I'm most proud of. I told them in the locker room, they may not have learned any basketball from us, but they learned about faith, and they learned about being men, and men who are going to be great husbands and great fathers, and I'm so proud of them, and I look forward to the next 40 years together. But I'm just telling you, I'm really excited about next week because I believe we're going to be in the NCAA tournament.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks a lot. Go Cats.